chosen one. You've always felt it, haven't you? That quiet, unshakable truth humming beneath the surface of your life, that no matter how hard you try to fit in, you're not here for what everyone else is chasing. The laughter feels hollow. The conversations feel shallow. The rooms feel too small for the depth inside you. And somewhere deep in your spirit, there's a voice that refuses to be silenced. It's been waiting for this moment, this exact moment, to tell you, you were never meant to blend in. You were marked. You were set apart. And the very thing you thought was your weakness is the proof that you carry a mission only heaven could write. There is an ancient silence inside you that screams every time you try to fit into the world. It is a quiet ache that words can't fully explain, rising in crowded rooms, in shallow conversations, and in places where everyone else seems comfortable except you. While others laugh and blend in effortlessly, your soul withdraws as if searching for clean air in the middle of a smoke-filled room. For years, you may have believed this was a flaw. Perhaps you thought it was shyness or some difficult part of your personality. But what if this feeling is not weakness, but a calling? What if every discomfort, every moment of distance, every night you chose silence over noise was, in fact, a secret code written by the Creator himself, marking the path only you were meant to walk? There are people who were sent into this world to walk with the many, and there are those who were chosen to awaken among the few. And those few carry signs. Some are visible, like the letter M or the crescent moon drawn in the lines of the hand. Others are invisible, like a depth of sensitivity so sharp it detects without effort what ordinary eyes could never see. Maybe since childhood, you have felt that life was saving you for something that didn't yet have a name. While others chased belonging, you chased meaning. While most ran to be with everyone, you withdrew to find yourself again. And that was never rejection, it was preparation. It was a silent work from heaven to keep your spirit away from the noise, so that when the time came, your soul would recognize its mission. And now, that time has come. You stand before a revelation that may change the way you see your entire life. Not by accident, not by coincidence, but because the spiritual realm has decided you are ready to remember who you are. The marks you carry, whether on your hands or deep in your spirit, are not accidents. They are ancient spiritual seals that have been passed down through generations, embedded into the very blueprint of your being long before you took your first breath. These marks tell the spiritual world something the physical world often overlooks. This one is mine. This one is on assignment. The letter M has been seen for centuries as a sign of mastery, mission, and mantle. A reminder that your life was not meant to be ordinary. It whispers of a leadership of light, an influence that moves quietly yet powerfully, touching what others cannot see. The crescent moon, on the other hand, is the emblem of cycles: birth, growth, renewal, and divine timing. It marks you as someone whose path will unfold in sacred phases, each one unlocking a new layer of your purpose. To bear these marks is to walk with a calling that will sometimes feel too heavy for human shoulders. And yet, within that same weight, you will find the strength and wisdom to bear it. From your earliest memories, you may have sensed that your path would not mirror the lives around you. Even among family and friends, there was always a quiet awareness. I am different. My steps will take me somewhere else. This isn't pride, it is truth. And that truth is the very reason life has often felt like a narrow road where few can walk beside you for long. The journey of the marked is designed to refine you in ways the many will never understand. This is why before the world sees you, heaven hides you. Before the mission begins, the Master prepares you in silence. Because when you bear a sign that declares you chosen, the enemy also takes notice. And so, the Creator surrounds you with invisible protection, closing doors others would rush to open. keeping you away from what could contaminate the purity of your calling. The path of the chosen has never been the path of the many. It is not paved with constant companionship or filled with the noise of endless voices. Instead, it winds through places few dare to tread, wildernesses where your only companion is the voice that speaks within. It is narrow, not because God wishes to limit you, but because the calling upon your life cannot be carried through crowded gates. From the moment you were marked, heaven began a process of separation, not to punish you, but to preserve you. For the chosen, every detour, every delay, every closed door has been a quiet act of divine strategy. God knows the weight of what you carry, and He will not allow it to be crushed under the weight of what is unworthy. And so, your path will often feel lonely. Friends may fade without warning. Opportunities that seem perfect may vanish overnight. People you thought would stay forever may step away without explanation. This is not abandonment, it is alignment. The narrow road is designed to strip away everything that would dilute the clarity of your mission. If you've ever looked around and wondered why others seem to move in packs while you walk alone, understand this: you are not called to the same destination. The crowd moves toward comfort, the chosen move toward purpose. And purpose often demands that you travel lightly, carrying only what heaven has placed in your hands. In this journey, you will discover a paradox. What feels like solitude is actually a sacred escort. Invisible forces walk with you. Angels guard your steps. The Spirit whispers directions only you were meant to hear. The road may be narrow, but it is also holy, carved specifically for your feet alone. Your deep sensitivity, often mistaken for fragility, is in fact your greatest armor. The world often sees feeling deeply as a flaw, but for the chosen, sensitivity is not weakness. It is a shield woven into your very spirit, enabling you to detect what others cannot, to sense danger before it takes form, and to discern truth in the spaces between words. This sensitivity is a language only your soul understands. Before someone speaks, you've already caught the tremor beneath their tone. Before you step into a room, you've already felt whether the atmosphere is safe or heavy. While others move forward blindly, you are stopped not by fear, but by an inner warning that refuses to let you step into what will harm you. It is through this heightened perception that heaven whispers to you. A sudden unease in the middle of a conversation, a rush of heaviness when a certain presence enters a room, an inexplicable urge to leave a place that on the surface appears harmless. These are not coincidences, they are divine alarms. They are heaven's way of steering you away from what could compromise your mission. And yes, this gift can feel heavy. It means you carry not only your own emotions, but also fragments of the pain, anger, or confusion of those around you. This is why God will often call you into solitude, not to isolate you without cause, but to cleanse and restore your frequency so you can remain clear, strong, and untangled from the chaos of others. Sensitivity sharpens your discernment. It refuses to let you settle for what appears good, if it is not truly aligned with the light you carry. The same sensitivity that pulls you away from harmful paths is the very thing that will guide you toward divine opportunities. There is a reason why after spending just a short time in certain places, you feel as though you've run a race you never signed up for. Your body grows heavy, your mind feels clouded, and an invisible weight seems to press against your chest. What others call a bit of tiredness for you becomes a deep depletion, as if your very life force has been poured out. This is because the chosen carry a frequency that is not in harmony with the majority. It is light walking among shadows, truth standing in the midst of illusions. When your spirit vibrates on a higher plane, it resists energies rooted in fear, deceit, or spiritual sleep, absorbing their dissonance at a cost to your own strength. Crowds are an ocean of overlapping emotions, thoughts, and unspoken battles, and your sensitivity becomes a sponge, soaking in what is not yours. This is not weakness, it is discernment in action. Your soul is telling you, this place is not aligned with my energy. Protect yourself. God has not called you to dissolve into the crowd. He has called you to move with intention, to guard the sacred space within you. For when your spiritual clarity is clouded by too much noise, you risk losing the sharpness needed for your mission, and a chosen one without clarity becomes a light hidden under a covering. This is why your journey often requires distance, why He closes certain doors before you even have the chance to walk through them, why you will never truly feel at home in every room you enter. Because not every room was built for the light you carry, and not every voice should have access to your ears. While the crowd may drain you, the wilderness will refine you. This is the training ground of the chosen, the desert. It is the place where the crowd disappears, the noise falls silent, and you are left face to face with the raw truth of who you are and who you were meant to become. The desert is not comfortable, but it is here, away from the chaos, that God sharpens the edges of your discernment and polishes the armor of your soul. In the desert, you learn to hear the voice that will guide you for the rest of your life. It is in this solitude that your spiritual gifts begin to awaken. Your vision clears, your intuition deepens, and the noise you once thought you needed is replaced by a clarity you didn't know you lacked. The desert is not where you lose. It is where you are found. It strips away the layers you wore to blend in and reveals the strength that was hidden underneath. It is where you face the doubts that have whispered in your mind for years, not so they can defeat you, but so you can rise above them once and for all. And though this place feels desolate, it is anything but empty. Invisible hands guide you here. Angels stand watch while you rest. Heaven studies your steps, ensuring that when the time comes to leave this place, you will do so as someone who cannot be shaken. The desert is the proving ground. It is where God tests your endurance, hones your obedience, and ensures that your identity is rooted in Him alone. When you emerge, you will not only know your mission, you will be ready to carry it without fear, without confusion, and without compromise. This is why the desert always comes before the sending. It is the sacred pause between who you were and who you are about to become. To the untrained eye, isolation looks like abandonment. It feels like being pushed aside, forgotten, or left behind while the rest of the world moves forward. But in the language of heaven, isolation is not exile, it is a fortress. It is the unseen wall God builds around those He has marked, not to keep them from life, but to preserve the purity of their mission. When you are chosen, your destiny is too delicate to be exposed too early. If the wrong voices shape you, they will distort your purpose. If the wrong hands handle you, they will drain your strength before you've even begun. And so God does what feels unnatural. He hides you. He removes you from certain circles, closes doors you thought were blessings, and keeps you from places that seem harmless, but would corrode your spirit from within. It is in this hiddenness that heaven works in ways the world cannot see. Isolation becomes your sanctuary, a place where the noise is silenced and the whispers of the divine can be heard without interference. Here you are refined. Here your spiritual armor is reinforced. Here your ears are tuned to recognize the voice of truth instantly, even when it comes in the faintest of tones. Many resist this season, believing it to be a delay or punishment, but the truth is that isolation is acceleration in disguise. It spares you from detours that would have stolen years from your calling. It removes the weight of influences that would have slowed your steps. It allows you to grow roots so deep that no storm, spiritual or otherwise, will ever uproot you. The chosen are never truly alone in isolation. Even when no human stands beside you, the unseen realm is alive with activity. Angels guard you. The Spirit speaks to you, and God Himself draws closer because nothing stands between you and His voice. This is why you must stop seeing solitude as absence and begin seeing it as presence, the concentrated, uninterrupted presence of the one who is preparing you for what comes next. Refinement is not a gentle process. It is the fire that tests the metal, the pressure that shapes the stone, the pruning that cuts away what no longer serves the vine. For the chosen, refinement is not optional. It is essential because the mission you carry is too precious, too weighty to rest upon foundations that can crack under strain. In this stage, God becomes the master craftsman, handling your life with the precision of one who knows exactly what must remain and what must go. His tools are not always comfortable. He uses delays to teach patience, loss to teach detachment, closed doors to teach trust, and silence to sharpen your hearing. Refinement also reveals strength you did not know you had. There are seasons in this process where you will feel stretched beyond your capacity. Moments where you wonder if you can endure one more step. But it is here, in this pressure, that endurance is forged. Like gold purified in the furnace, you come out stronger, clearer, and incapable of being bent by the weight of lesser things. And make no mistake, refinement is an act of love. It is God ensuring that when the time comes to step fully into your calling, you will not crumble under its demands. It is His way of preparing you to carry not just the title of the chosen, but the authority and resilience required to fulfill that identity. When refinement is complete, you will notice a stillness in your soul. The battles that once shook you will no longer move you. The voices that once distracted you will no longer sway you. You will walk with the quiet confidence of someone who knows their mission and trusts the one who gave it. And from this place of inner strength, you will receive a gift that becomes your greatest guide, the sacred clarity that tells you when to move, when to wait, when to speak, and when to remain silent.